Hello and a very good evening to all our viewers. I'm Alshani Gamuge bringing you Prime TV News. Headlines first. The rail strike is called off. It is illegal to fly kites in areas affiliated to airports. The number of towns devoid of selling cigarettes will reach 200 by next year. Plans are afoot to jam mobile phone signals surrounding examination halls. And in news overseas, Zimbabwe is holding polls for the first time without Robert Mugabe. And now the news in detail. Railway trade unions have decided to cancel the token strike scheduled to be launched at midnight today. Railway drivers, guards, controllers and station masters had prepared to launch a 48-hour token strike. Locomotive Engineering Operators Union stated that this was decided following an agreement reached by holding discussions with several ministers. The strike was based on a few issues, including the delay in the implementation of the correction of salary disparities existing in several grades of railway service. The relevant ministers have agreed to notify of the action taken on the matter. It is illegal to fly kites in areas affiliated to airports. The Airport and Aviation Services Company said that flying kites in such areas is a punishable offence. Civil Aviation Services Director General HMC Nimal Siri said that accidents may be caused by kites colliding with aircrafts. The Civil Aviation Chief said that the public are advised to refrain from flying kites within a 5-kilometer range to airports. He pointed out that it is a threat to flight safety and described it as an illegal act. Minister Rajitha Senaratne is optimistic that the number of towns throughout the island that will cease to sell cigarettes may reach around 200 by next year. The minister said that around 100 towns have already stopped selling cigarettes. The minister pointed out that as the health minister, he has taken many measures to control cigarette smoking and tobacco use, and that the public health inspectors immensely support his measures. Continued support given by the public health inspectors to implement his policies in preventing people from smoking should be appreciated. Minister Senaratne, requesting not to promote cigarettes and tobacco sales, said some cities in the country have stopped selling the tobacco products already. The minister was addressing the annual general meeting of the Public Health Inspectors Union. It was the 83rd annual general meeting. It was attended by high-ranked officials of the health sector. Minister Senaratne further said that the WHO has also appreciated Sri Lanka's anti-tobacco program and that Sri Lanka is the only country that has taken such measures according to the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. Still on local news, the Department of Examinations has decided to implement a mechanism to disable electronic communication equipment, including mobile phones, inside and in the vicinity of exam halls during this year's advanced level examination. The assistance of the Signal Corps of the Sri Lankan Army and the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka will be sought in this respect. Commissioner General of Examinations, Sanat Pujitha, said that this measure is to be taken to minimize frauds in examinations. The Examinations Commissioner General said that the department is to use geofencing technology to disable mobile devices within the examination centres with the intention of curbing examination frauds. The Signal Corps of the Sri Lanka Army and the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka is to provide the technology and the guidance for the project. The department had also sought the consent of all mobile service providers to initiate the pilot project. Mr. Pujitha said the pilot project will be initiated in several selected exam centres and will be adopted in other centres according to the project's success. Attorney General today submitted the draft of rule document to Supreme Court with respect to an incident involving a statement made by Deputy Minister Ranjan Ramanayake insulting the reputation of the judiciary and lawyers. In addition, there is more information on court cases taken up today. The Attorney General has submitted this draft of rule asking the Deputy Minister to show cause as to why the judiciary should not take action over this allegation. If the judiciary is satisfied in this respect, the draft rule is due to be read the next day and handed over to Ranjan Ramanayaka. The Attorney General had previously informed the Supreme Court that the Deputy Minister had made a statement to media on August 21st last year, insulting the judiciary. The petition highlighted the fact that such defamatory statements will shatter public confidence and provide a warped image of the judiciary to the people of Sri Lanka. A group against the United National Party attacked a walk organised from Devinuwara to Colombo in the Mathara area in year 2013. The case in this regard was taken up for hearing in the Mathara Magistrates Court today. 64 suspects were named in this case and 2 of them are already dead. As such, 62 suspects appeared in court today. A person who was injured in this attack came to court with the support of 2 others. The case concerning the recent jewellery shop burglary was taken up for hearing today. It was again postponed for the 6th of next month. Orders were issued to further remand the suspects of the case till then. The suspects in remand prison were due to be presented for an identification parade. As such, the suspects were brought to the court under tight security. The identification parade was postponed for the 6th of next month due to the absence of the additional magistrate. The government is launching many development projects in the Northern Province. The Northern Provincial Centre of the National Integration and Official Languages Ministry was vested in the public with the intention of strengthening the reconciliation program with the development of the North. The National Integration, Reconciliation and the Northern Provincial Centre of the Ministry of Official Languages was built at a cost of 250 million rupees. This centre consists of 2 language training centres. This will result in the implementation of the language policy in the Northern Province. This centre is expected to provide Tamil language training to public sector employees of the Northern Province and for public sector employees coming to the North from the South. This language centre was built as a special program in the reconciliation process between the North and South. In order to implement the language policy in the reports of the LLRC, it is necessary to set up language monitoring officers in the 9 provinces. This centre was opened as the first. Parliamentarians have pointed out that the statement made by doctors to launch a strike on the 3rd of this month is extremely unreasonable. Although the doctors have said that the strike is being launched against the Singapore Agreement, the parliamentarians claim that it is an attempt to return the Rajapakshas to power. Deputy Minister Ajit Manapperumal said that doctors could have launched a strike if there was a shortage of drugs in hospitals or demanding quality drugs instead of substandard drugs or else due to lack of facilities. They could also have demonstrated for the release of the Senaka Bibile report. The prices of medicine have come down due to the launch of the Senaka Bibile report. They are reticent on such matters but are launching strikes to topple the government. The Deputy Minister queried as to what shortcoming the doctors will experience due to the Singapore Agreement. No outsiders would be permitted to work in Sri Lanka under this agreement. He said it is unpleasant for doctors to be deceiving the people. The government has said that maximum action has been taken to increase the doctors' allowance, although the Association of Government Medical Officers took the lives of patients for such petty aims. The doctor's allowance has been increased by 15,000 rupees, while the specialist's allowance has been increased by 25,000 rupees. The government has also decided to increase this payment made for specialist consultants to 60,000 rupees. Even though such payments are made to all government doctors, there is no transparent procedure to inquire into the fact whether the doctors engaged in this service have been involved in the duties of this nature. The salaries of a doctor with all these allowances is around 167,000 rupees. The initial salary of a specialist doctor is 250,000 rupees. In addition, the transport allowance of doctors has been increased. Under such circumstances, parliamentarians further point out that it is unreasonable for doctors to engage in trade union action. Ajit P. Pereira said that Dr. Padini is betraying the independence and freedom of doctors to pave the way to enter parliament. He is exploiting the GMOA label to support Mahinda Rajapaksa. He called on the majority of doctors who consider boycotting the strike planned to achieve political mileage. The State Minister said that he is prepared to enter Parliament under the national list at the next parliamentary election. Minister Lakshman Kiriyalla pointed out that the Government Medical Officers Association is saying that they will embark on a strike against the Singapore Agreement. He queried from the doctors whether any doctor from Singapore will come to work in Sri Lanka. A doctor in Singapore draws a monthly salary of 4 million rupees. It is a joke to claim that doctors from that country would arrive in the island. The minister said that a public servant in Singapore draws an annual salary of 2 million rupees. He added that it is the doctors in Sri Lanka who are attempting to go to Singapore. On more local news, the OIC and 3 officers of the Ingiriya police involved in assaulting 2 youths have been suspended. The police headquarters said that this was done subject to the approval of the National Police Commission. 3 police officers who were on duty at the roadblock near Porwa Danda Junction in Ingiriya on the 28th July had assaulted 2 youths who were unable to establish their identity. These 3 police officers were remanded yesterday. They were produced before the Horana magistrate today and released on conditional bail. Each of them was released on a surety bail of 100,000 rupees. The suspects were called upon to surrender their passports to the courts. The magistrate ordered to entrust the inquiries in this respect to the Panadura Senior Superintendent of Police, withdrawing the inquiries from the Horana Police. The Colombo High Court today sentenced to death 2 persons for the possession of 20 grams and 98 milligrams of heroin and on the charge of dealing. The order was issued by Colombo High Court Judge Gihan Kulatunga this afternoon. The 2 individuals, residents of Maliga Khanda, were arrested by the Police Narcotics Bureau in Horton Place, Colombo on the 23rd of January 2013. The duo was transporting the heroin in a 3-wheeler when they were arrested. In the meantime, the Kohuala police nabbed a woman who had in her possession nearly 74 grams of heroin. The police raided a house in the Wanaratana Road in Dehiwala on a tip-off received. The police said that the value of the drugs was around 1.5 million rupees. Minister of Health, Nutrition and Indigenous Medicine, Rajitha Senaratne, is to be felicitated for his services to the health sector. The felicitation ceremony organised for this purpose will be held at the Nelumpukuna Theatre tomorrow. Minister Rajitha Senaratne has already carried out the work with respect to the promotion of Sri Lanka's health service. He was given the post of Vice President of the World Health Organization at the annual sessions in Geneva in May. After the appointment of Dr. Rajitha Senaratne as the Health Minister, he embarked on many health services. A primary concern was the reduction of prices effected to medicine. He also took measures to provide free stents for cardiac surgery, prohibit tobacco sales at places close to schools, and to increase tax on cigarettes. All drugs are available free of charge for cancer patients. Minister Rajitha Senaratne also decided to introduce colour symbols for sugar contents in soft drinks. The felicitation ceremony is organised by the Ministry of Health, Nutrition and Indigenous Medicine, the World Health Organization and the Health Trade Union Federation. And that's all the news for tonight. Log into itnnews.lk for the very latest in news. Malshani Gamage signing out with Prime TV News. Good night.